law school quickly. Her accomplishments, her career is amazing. She was a former prosecutor, and she was a partner of our Democratic minority leader, Todd Rutherford. So what an amazing personality. Oh, she got to be with.
Survived.
So I think we have so impressed that she has had a career that expands over 20 years of practicing law in criminal defense and personal injury. That's an extensive career, but I know her as she covered the Alex Murdaugh trials on Court TV, on TikTok, on WX. I'm sorry, I gotta get this one because I didn't get that station. WLTX and Fox Carolina. Her coverage was so dynamic and it just kept us enthralled. At this time, she has 488,000 followers on TikTok. Very amazing. And if you've ever seen them, you are hooked. And she utilizes this platform to advocate for accountability in our government and in our states and for women's rights, which we know right now are such under attack. And she demands and stresses changes in our government and our leadership for the positive. So I'm so impressed. Now, before we bring her up to us, I would like to have Anisha Green to sing for us. Is Anisha with us? We heard this young lady last year. I hope she's there. Anisha? Bear with me. Okay, I'm sorry. We all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Anisha. Because I told her.
If anyone heard this amazing young lady from last year, be ready to be so sure.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'll be starting off with a slow selection called Imagine. Hope you all enjoy it. Imagine there's no will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. the brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as
Thank you. If that didn't wake you up, our keynote speaker is certainly going to. She's going to energize us, she's going to excite us, and she's going to help us to get this motivation to go back to our counties and spread that tide. Again, our own TikTok sensation, our biggest advocate, and in her own dynamic and powerful way, she's going to wake us up this morning. May I join you in sharing Lori Eshman. I gotta follow that.
And I hope that I can live up to the hype here. I was asked to come and speak to you today on empowering women. Melissa called me and asked me. So Melissa called me and asked me to speak on empowering women. I had no idea who Melissa was. I had no idea that this even existed. And I said, well, what am I supposed to talk about? And she said, empowering women. And I said, I'm gonna need to think about that for a minute because I don't know that I have anything to say about empowering women. I don't know if I empower women. And so I told her I would call her back. And I sat there and thought, I'm a TikTok creator. I'm a lawyer. I am, people like to say I'm a TikTok lawyer, but I am not a TikTok lawyer. I am a lawyer first, and then I am on TikTok. I am a lawyer who is on TikTok. I want to make sure everybody knows that. There is a big difference, okay? So I practice law full time, and then TikTok is my nighttime habit. Thank you, children, for being gone because they would not be happy with me spending all my time answering messages and the things that I do on TikTok. But I sat there and I thought, you're a TikTok creator. What do you have to offer? And I asked my tenant, she's another attorney who's in my office, and I said, Lacey, I've been asked to speak on empowering women. What do you think that I would say about empowering women? And she said, well, she's from Union. I don't know if there's Union people in the house, but y'all got an accent. She said, well, why don't you just, think one of those things that maybe you would do differently now than you would have done back, when you were growing up, or just something you would do differently now because of who you have become. And I said, okay, I don't really have any of those. I've always been this person. I've always done the things that I do. I've always been the person that I am. I've always had the voice that I have. And then I had women coming up to me and telling me that I inspired them. I was at the food truck fair at Rio down the street, and I went to park my car, and this woman giving me the eye, and I thought, am I not supposed to park here? So I thought I'd park there anyway because that's what I do. And I got out of the car, and these women walked up to me immediately and said, are you the lawyer? And I said, yes. And they said, we love you. You were really inspiring. And I called Melissa back and I said, okay, maybe I have something to say. And then it's just going to be figuring out what that is that I have to say. So I am the girl who says, who do I need to speak to? I am the girl that says, something's wrong. And not to be confused with a Karen, because there are a lot of people, Karen's getting a bad name, and if your name's Karen, I'm sorry. But I get called a Karen a lot, and a Karen is somebody who complains for no reason. And we don't complain for no reason, we complain for a reason, for a valid reason. And that is what I want to help you learn how to do if I can. If I can empower you to do that, then I am, Lord knows I've been trying with my daughter for 22 years, it skips out on me. And she's finally starting to get a little bit of it. But I came up with some pieces of advice that I'm going to give you that hopefully will help. And a little bit of background about me. I came from a family in King Street. She said I grew up in King Street. I did. Born and raised in King Street. It is a very small town. I am the daughter of a Yankee, New York, Jewish father, and an Indiantown, South Carolina. You probably don't even know where that is. Southern Baptist mama. It is the biggest mismatch that you could find. So I'm all confused up here. But I came out like my dad. And my sisters, there are two of them, came out like my mom. And my dad, well, let's talk about my mom first. My mom says to me, you speak your mind too much. You do, you speak your mind too much, and that's why you don't date. And I said, are you supposed to be inspiring me here? Is this your idea of a pep talk? Because it's really not working, Mom, it's not working at all. But I said, Mama, if I don't speak my mind, if I don't say the things that I need to say, two things are going to happen. One, I'll explode because I keep everything inside. And two, when that happens, everybody around me will be like, who the hell are you? Like, we didn't know. So it's better to be yourself. And it's better for me to be myself. So that's why I have become, I guess, what I have become, because I am always authentic, and I'm no different on here, in here, than I am at home or than I am on TikTok. Thank you. My dad, on the other hand, who passed away in 1998, my dad would be beaming right now. My dad would really, he was a Republican. Don't like to talk about it. But I like to think that I would have changed his mind, but I also, I'm listening to steadily going down. But my dad taught me to be bold. There was one defining moment in my life, and it is definitely a moment that I will always remember and I draw on. But my dad took us Christmas shopping for my mom. We lived in King Street. Sumter was the nearest place. We went to Belk, and Belk was packed. I mean, packed. And so he sent me to go get something gift wrapped, and there were a bunch of people in the little gift wrap section. Y'all remember the day when people actually wrapped your presents for you and stuck little bows on top. But I was in there, my daddy came in, I must have been about 10 years old. My dad came in and he said, what's taking so long? And I said, well, that man right there jumped in front of me. And he said, well, did you tell him he jumped in front of you? I'm 10 years old. I'm not going to tell a grown man that he jumped in front of me. And I said, no, I didn't tell him. And he said, baby, if you let people run over you now, they will run over you for the rest of your life. Yeah. And you would be happy that he clapped about that. So I made a decision right then and there that nobody was going to run over me. And I mean, maybe people have gotten the best of me, but you won't run slam over me. I'm going to be a big bump in the speedway. So my first advice, like my dad said and taught me to be, is to be bold. When I was in high school and I was probably 16 years old, I was playing basketball, and we had uniforms that were so old. I mean, the girls that used to wear these uniforms had graduated and gone. I was JV wearing uniforms that they wore. They were old. The football team, on the other hand, got brand new uniforms every year. So they looked shiny and new, and we were wearing the shorts that were way up here when the style was to wear them very long. And so I also happened to be on the newspaper staff. And my school is small, my town is small, so I wrote an article, an editorial piece for that newspaper called Football, the Chosen Sport. And it was the buzz of the town. I'm telling you, my little news article in the Williamsburg Academy newspaper was the buzz of the town. My mom was mortified, my dad was proud, Everybody was talking about it. The football coach didn't speak to me for a year and a half, but we got new uniforms. Right? So we got new uniforms. Be bold. You can do it. It is just think of it as your right to be bold. Second piece of advice, just say it. You know it sometimes is in the back of your head and you want to say it so bad. You want to say it so bad. Just let it come out. Because half the time, again, you're going to explode at home on somebody that you didn't know you were going to explode on because you have held all that in and bottled it up all day. And just say it. I had this Thanksgiving dinner with my family, and this was a good one. I had an ex-boyfriend at the time. We dated all through high school. We broke up my freshman year of college. He went to Georgia Tech. I was here at Carolina. And every time I would go home for a holiday, they would say, "Where's Tyler? I hadn't seen Tyler lately." Poor things. They missed him so bad. I said, yeah, he's at his school. You're at mine. Every year, every holiday, it became a tradition. Every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, we had extended family coming to our house, so everybody liked to get in on this joke. "Where's Tyler? I hadn't seen Tyler lately." It was like literally the same sentences even. And after about 3 years of this, possibly even 4, my grandmother I got to sit at the big table that year. I remember it. I was at the big table, and my grandmother said, "Where's Tyler? I hadn't seen Tyler lately." It was the first time that she had gotten in on the game, to her credit. But she said it. "Where's Tyler? I hadn't seen Tyler lately." And I said, "I'm just eating my food." And I looked over on the couch and I said, "Oh, he knocked the girl up and had to marry her." And my dad spit his drink out laughing, and my mom went, and I said, "Well, it's true." Nobody ever said that again. Didn't have to hear about Tyler anymore. There was another instance when I started working when I was 15 years old. My dad we were in the restaurant, the King Street Inn, and I said, "I'm going to apply for a job." He said, you do not need to work. I have always provided for you." And I said, "Yes, sir." And I went back behind his back and I applied for that job because I wanted to work my way. And the first day that I was there, a man ordered an egg sandwich for breakfast. One of the hunters, they came in really early, these hunters. And he ordered an egg sandwich, and I took it to the kitchen with the order on it, and it said egg sandwich. And she said, "Does he want it scrambled or fried?" Now, y'all know egg sandwiches come fried, okay? So I think she was messing with me a little bit looking back on it. But I went back out and I asked him, "Hey, do you want it scrambled or fried?" He said, "Half and half." I'm 15 years old. I don't know the difference. I went back to the kitchen. I said, "He wants it half and half." And she died laughing. She said, "He's messing with you. You don't do them half and half." And I realized that you cannot do a half of a fried egg sandwich. So at the end of this day, on the very first day of my job, meeting this man for the very first time, I wrote his bill up. Coffee, 40 cents. I still remember the prices. Egg sandwich, $1.85. And in the middle, I put harassment, $10. I was 15. Like I said, I've always kind of been this person. So they got a big kick out of it. And from there on, nobody practical joked me, pranked me anymore, but we were friends after that. So don't be afraid to say it. I had another example here. The last one is that, my dad, like I said, was a Republican and misguided, I know. But he was giving money to Governor Beasley for his campaign, and I was stopping by his office, and I said, "That's a check for Governor Beasley?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Beasley supports the Citadel being all male." And he said, "Yes." And I said, "The Citadel is a state school, and your daughter goes to Columbia College." That's my sister. "Your daughter goes to Columbia College. You pay $70,000 a year for her to go to Columbia College, and you're going to give this man money to run a state-supported school and make me pay taxes for something that I can't take part of." He tore up the check. First time I ever convinced my daddy to do anything. So, hey, I turned those lessons he taught me right around on him. But that was a really good feeling for me, I can't tell you. My third piece of advice is to stand up for yourself and stick to your guns. And stick hard. This is, I'm trying to watch my time here, but this is one of my favorite stories. We were in, my daughter lived in Copenhagen for a semester, and so we were all in Copenhagen, and I skipped Thanksgiving. Even though the family comes to my house for Thanksgiving, I said, y'all gonna have to find someplace else to go. I'm gonna visit my child. So, but I also missed Black Friday because I was in Copenhagen. But I always buy all my mascara for the year on Black Friday because they put it on sale for $10, okay? It's usually 20, I mean, it's half price, so I buy at least 12 things of mascara. So there I am in Copenhagen, dialing it up, trying to get my Ulta mascara on the website, and they wouldn't take my card, I guess because I was in a different country. But I called customer service, and she said, yeah, we'll put that down, customer service will call you on Monday. And I said, man, that's not good enough. I need someone to call me. This is the height of COVID. I said, I need somebody to speak with me now because the sale will be over on Monday. And she said, that's all really that I can do for you. I said, okay. So I called back and I got another person who said basically the same thing. And at the end of the call, she said, is there anything else I can help you with? And I said, no, ma'am, there is not anything else you can help me with because you have not helped me with anything at all to start with. So how could you possibly help me with anything else? My son is rolling on the floor and calling me a Karen. And I said, I don't care. I want my mascara. It's $100 I'm saving here. I want my mascara. And I called back and I got my mascara. Stick to your guns. There was another case that I worked on, and I had a guy who rolled back the odometer, a car dealer who rolled back the odometer on a vehicle, and 2 years later, the client discovered this rolled back odometer. I called the guy up and said, you need to take this car back. No, ma'am, I'm not taking the car back. You can bring it here for me to look at. I said, it's not running because you rolled back the odometer on it. He's having so many more problems than he should have. He said, no, ma'am, I'm not taking the vehicle back. I said, I'm going to drop that car on your lot, and you're going to take that car back. And he said, no, ma'am, I'm not taking that car back. And then my followers, because I did videos on this, and my followers started leaving him bad reviews. And the bad reviews kept coming in and coming in. He called me and said, you're ruining my business. I said, take the car back. I'm not ruining your business, you're ruining your business. So he took the car back, and my client got his money back for the full price he paid, even though he drove that car for 2 years. And on the way out, there was a lady buying a car, walking around the lot. I rolled down the window, I said, hey, you might want to check the odometer. Stick to your guns, because eventually you might get what you're looking for. We don't give up. We are women, we are even men, we are Democrats, and we have to stick to our guns. My fourth piece of advice, fake it till you make it. I remember a time when I was representing a guy from Sumter. I won't give you his name, but it was a scary name, his nickname. He was 6'4", probably 380 pounds. He had dreads down to here. He had a full gold rack, top and bottom, and he was a blood. And I told him what his sentence was going to be. He was in federal court. You're going to get time if you're in federal court, and if you get 10 years, you are lucky. And I got him 10 years, and he was not happy about it. And I had to get him to sign a waiver of appeal, meaning he's not going to appeal that sentence. And I went all the way to Georgia to get him to sign it. I'm in a little tiny room, and there he is. And I said, do you want to appeal your case? You pled guilty. It'll be a very difficult appeal. I told you you would get 10 years. And he looked at me and he said, I am not signing that, and I know people. I got a blood telling me that he knows people. So I made myself as big as I possibly could. And I said, you think I'm scared of you? I was terrified, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified. Okay, I was terrified. But he said, I didn't mean I was gonna hurt you. I just mean you'll never work again. Okay, but in all fairness, that was many years ago. I have continued to work, and I went, oh, thank you, Jesus. I thought, yeah, we misunderstood each other there, sir. My son and I went to a conference the Walking Dead conference in Atlanta one year, and I didn't buy the expensive passes. I bought the cheap ones. I didn't know you need the expensive passes to be able to get in there early. And if you had the cheap passes, you were going to stand in line all day to meet one person. So I wanted the expensive pass, even though I didn't pay for it. So I said, son, tuck your badge halfway in your shirt and just walk on through. He's young. He doesn't understand this. I said, we're going to fake it till we make it. We're going to own it and walk in. So just tuck it in halfway and look straight ahead and walk in. And that's what we did. We walked straight in for 2 days, and nobody ever said a word to us because we faked it until we made it, and we made it right in there. And I got pictures with probably 7 or 8 people. It cost me a damn fortune, but I was in there, and it made my son happy. The most recent example I can give you of this, and probably the most funny, is that we were at Disney World. My son and I were at Disney World for spring break, and we were in line at the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which is by far the best ride I have ever ridden. If you want to go ride a ride at Disney, make sure you get on that one. You cannot get in line. You have to actually do this online to get a ticket to this ride. But I was in line, and they move you. You know how Disney does. They move you from room to room, and then they put you in the line. We were moving room to room, and then we go up this ramp. And at the top of the ramp is where they say how many in your party. And we were in this ramp, and this woman tried to reach across me and pull her husband in front of me. And I said, ma'am, I'm just trying to get to my son. He's ahead of you. And she said, well, my family's back there. And I said, well, my son is ahead of you. And I stepped in front of her. She said, and now you've cut in front of me. And I was like, ma'am, it's a ramp. It's not a line here where there's no line. And you know, you at the happiest place on earth, can you try to act a little happy? She did not like that answer, and she's steady mouthing behind me, mouthing. Now this woman's half my age, twice my size, and I turned around and looked at her, and I will leave the expletives out for you, but I said, do you think I'm afraid of you? Let's go, because she said to me, do you want to go? And I said, do you think I'm scared of you? Let's go. I'm right here. I ain't going anywhere. Let's go. Now, I'm not going to fight this woman in the middle of Disney World and get kicked out of Epcot. Okay, I'm not going to throw myself into a spectacle like that. I'm going to Disney jail. But I just looked at her and said, let's go. And she backed down. I turned around and started walking. I had a knee brace on. She said, you about to need a brace for that under the knee. I turned around and I said, ma'am, I had told you twice I'm standing right here. Touch me. One time, just touch me. I'm standing right here, I'm not going to place. I won't even plant my feet. But I'll have your ass arrested so fast that your damn head will spin. She walked on, and I went, thank God, because that woman would have taken me down, and my son even told me and verified that. She would have taken me. I said I'd have gone down swinging, but I know she would have beat me. Fifth piece of advice. Value yourself. You are worth it. You have to understand and look in the mirror every day and value yourself. My next door neighbor lawyer came in complaining one day. She was got all these problems with this client and so many problems, and I only charged her $2,000, and I'm having to deal with all this. I said, that's because you are worth more than $2,000. If you had charged her what you were worth, then you wouldn't have to be dealing with all of this. And if you did have to deal with all of this, you would have been paid to deal with all this, but you did not charge what you were worth. There was one other thing. My daughter and I talked about this last night. She begged to differ with me a little bit, but when we were in Portland, Oregon, visiting law schools, which unfortunately she has decided to go there because it's so far away. But there was a parking lot. Only one car could get in this parking lot. This man's holding me up so his wife could park. And not only so she could park, so she could straighten her vehicle up in that parking space. And once she started straightening her car up, there's another car waiting to turn in. I'm like, I'm just going to go. And so I started going around, and he started yelling at me through the window. And I rolled my window down. I said, sir, you are blocking me. You are blocking that car. You're blocking every car behind that car. So excuse me if I try to get out of the parking lot. Because I'm worth more than having some man yell at me through a window in a parking lot that does not know me. And my daughter, who I'm trying so hard to teach these lessons to, is mortified again. We went from going to a coffee shop to immediately, I need to go back to the room. She got back in the room and she put her head under the covers and turned on the white noise. That's the difference between my son and my daughter. When I threw hands in Disney, or almost threw hands in Disney, my son was laughing and saying, he stood between us, he kind of broke that up, but he said she would have taken you. And my daughter's with white noise. In her defense, she said last night, I was tired. I said, you weren't tired enough to not need a coffee beforehand. We were going from coffee to white noise, but either way, you are worth so much more than to let someone disrespect you. And we as Democratic women, when we take that floor during this abortion debate, have been disrespected so many times. And you're worth more, and you stand your ground, and you be bold, and you say it, and you just keep saying it, and eventually they're going to listen. There's been one thing that I've been scared to say since I've been on TikTok, because I thought I might want to run for a judge, and I was always hiding my political views. I was always trying to ride the fence because I didn't want to alienate half of my audience. And then came Roe versus Wade and the overturning of Roe versus Wade, and I thought, screw it, can't do it anymore. Gonna have to take a side here. Because I was doing it for followers. Why followers? I mean, these are not my people, so why should I care if they follow me anyway? We are living in a dangerous time right now. We are living in a world where no freedom or right should be taken for granted. We are living in a world where how you answer the question, what is a woman, can make or break you. If you identify as a woman in today's world, and especially in the South, the gender-based stereotypes that come with that automatically kick in. And Southern women are supposed to be mild-mannered, know that men are in control, do everything, literally bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan, and if y'all don't remember that, I will sing it for you. Y'all don't want me to sing. We have taught to not be Karens. We are taught to be mild-mannered. And now is not the time for us to be mild-mannered. And now is not the time for following these gender stereotypes. Now is the time for us to be bold, to just say it, to stand up for yourself and to stand up for others, and to stick to your guns, and to fake it until you make it, and to value yourself. And when you do these things, when you learn to follow these rules, you do not have to have a political position, you do not have to have a title. You might be somebody who's just on TikTok, but you deserve to be heard. You deserve to be able to use your platform the way you want. You deserve to be able to create a platform, and then you will be heard. Thank you.
I love to laugh in the morning. Thank you, Lori, so much. Now, if we can have another song from Misha Green to delight us, please.
Hello again, everyone. I wanted to do like a little quick introduction about myself. I am Anisha Green. I'm from Hartsville, South Carolina, and I am a proud member of the Darlington County Democratic Women's Council. And it just makes me so proud to be a part of such a great organization that looks to make a change, especially for women here in America. So yeah, this is my last selection, and I want you all to just enjoy yourself, sing along as well if you want to, but just overall, just have fun with it. Whatever you want, whatever you need, Anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally. 'Cause I'm every woman. It's all in me. It's all in me. Come on, everybody, clap with me. Enjoy yourselves. We're here to make a change. And we're proud Democrats today. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I can do it naturally. I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read the thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z. Oh, oh, oh. I can cast a spell, as you can tell. I'm making special proof with fire inside of you. Anytime you feel danger or fear, then it's in me. I will appear. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I can do it naturally. Oh, 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 oh. I can sense your needs like rain unto the sea. I can make you mine, not confusion in your mind. 'Cause when it comes down to some good old-fashioned love, I got it, I got it, I got it, got it, got it, got it, baby. I got it. Anything you want done, baby, I can do it naturally. I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read the thoughts right now. Everywhere from A to Z. Oh, oh, oh. 'Cause I'm the one. Ooh, what shall be done to compare?
That really has me going, I hope you all do too. We are Democratic women, and there's nothing more to be proud of. At this time, I want to turn it over to Melissa Watson so we can recognize our candidates. Thank you.
I think me there is something important going on next door? Listen, thank you guys for coming and having breakfast with us this morning. I do, we had several candidates here mingling earlier. I hope you got to see them. And I also hope you take this election next door seriously. We have some elected officials who are here. We had our Representative Gilda Cobb Hunter. We have our sheriff, our only female sheriff in the state of South Carolina. I mean, we love Sheriff Graziano, but she shouldn't be alone. I love recognizing historic first, but I would like to make sure that they're not the only one. So having women in leadership makes a difference. So if you would like to say a few words, Sheriff Graziano, you are free to do so.
Nothing like being put on the spot, Melissa. I can't stand in front of this because you can't see me. So thank you, Lori, for your words. You're hilarious. Lawyer Lori on TikTok. I can bring home the bacon. I can fry it up in a pan, but I can chop the trees, stack the wood, and start the fire too. Okay? And that's what you all need to be concerned about, especially when you talk about Democratic women in leadership roles. I should not be the first, and I definitely will not be the last. And it is my job as your sheriff and a representative of Democratic women to lift as I climb, and I will. You have my word, I will do that. I'm going to continue to lift these Democratic women that are running right now. Michelle, I see you back over there. Donna, you're running. I think there's a few more. They're in and out of here. But y'all, please support these candidates, stand with them, stand by them, help them, because this role that we have, you're right. Lori, I have a quick story. I was 25 days in office, and the legislature comes back into session, and we are at the highest violent crime rate in the state, in the country. Drugs are running rampant, and what's the first order of business? Abortion. So I didn't really have a dog in the fight until they said with the new law that any woman that wants to have an abortion has to report to the sheriff first. Wow. I said, what? So I made a statement. I went out, made a statement, and kind of against that, kind of. And this jackass from man from Columbia up at the legislature said, she's new at being a sheriff, she just doesn't understand. And I said, man, let me tell you something. I might be new at being a sheriff, but I'm not new at being a woman. So say it, when I have something to say, I'm going to say it. I don't normally say it if it's not important, but I had something to say on behalf of women, and if there's anything that I can do to represent you better, please let me know, because we are in this together. We are in the fight. I'm in the fight with my girls, always, always. And I love you guys, I appreciate you. I'm feeling blue right now.
Michelle, for your patience, would you like to greet the crowd? And then we'll have Mr. Moore, who's running for 1st Congressional in 2024.
Good morning, Democrats! Woo! So my name is Michelle Brandt. I'm running for 3rd Vice Chair. A little bit about me. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, and last year I ran for the State House in District 114. And you know what? I engaged young people on my campaign. They worked for me, they volunteered for me, they showed up for me. People were inspired by me, so I want to just keep that momentum going. You'll hear more of my stump speech over there later, so I want to just say something a little different. Last night I had a good time at all the festivities, and I was talking to a 3rd Vice Chair, and you know, he's from a rural county and he wanted to be heard. So I listened to him, and you know what? What I will do as 3rd Vice Chair is make sure that all third vice chairs across the state are heard. He was like, the messaging that works for a place like Charleston doesn't work up here. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So I'll work with whoever is the chair to achieve that, to make sure that we're having effective messaging, that we're able to engage young people in counties and work with Democratic-friendly organizations. That's actually one of my ideas, working with Democratic-friendly organizations to unify our party and strengthen our party, because there are progressives hiding in these other organizations, and we need to bring them along and build a coalition. So again, my name is Michelle Brandt. I'm running for third vice chair, and I would love to talk to you later.
Mr. Moore, running for 1st Congressional District. You guys know, maybe you don't know, there's been a lot of stuff about the 1st Congressional and the unconstitutionality of the line. So my guy has a shot after the last decision, so I'm going to let him speak to you, and then we'll be done.
Good morning. I am not going to take any time at all. I know there are much more important matters, but as mentioned, my name is Michael B. Moore, and I am running for Congress in the 1st Congressional District. I am a proud Democrat. I come from a long line of people who have fought for the rights of others, for folks who haven't always had a voice in our party and in our government. If I'm elected, I'll be the 4th in the last 5 generations of people in my family to serve, going back to my great-great-grandfather, Robert Smalls, who was a Reconstruction congressman. I have a business background, but I have this connection to my family, and so that gives me a unique opportunity to have conversations about the economy and about sort of economic growth, but to do so in a way that centers the conversation around working families and around people, around families. So that's what I'm up to, and my website is michaelbmoore.com. Have a great day today.
Thank you, everyone. Go vote for Democrats.
You have the first female chef, and you got Scarlett Wilson up there? Yeah.
You don't like
I don't think she's, no, I like Scarlett. I don't think she's running again. That's what I've heard. Get on.
Yeah, I was just sitting up here thinking I had a moment, and I'm like,
No, I'll hit you up when I need help with my TikTok.
Yes, do.
You kick off our campaign